Hi everyone, welcome to my PowerPoint on my show project. I chose Grey's Anatomy. Basically, Grey's Anatomy is a medical drama about a group of surgeons working at Seattle Grace Hospital. The show centers around Meredith Grey and her life as a resident at the hospital. Eventually she becomes much more than a resident, but it begins with her as a resident. In addition to her relationship with her neurosurgeon husband, Derek Shepherd, it also explores her relationships with her peers and the other doctors around her. Each episode dives into different medical cases and personal dramas of the doctors at Seattle Grace. Grey's Anatomy aired on March 27, 2005 on ABC, and it began with a pretty well-known cast of actors, such as Patrick Dempsey, Sandra Oh, and Ellen Pompeo. This makes the show start with a pretty high production value, plus the set is very clean and looks just like a real hospital. The target audience is mainly targeted toward women aged 15 to 50, but a main focus on 20 to 35-year-olds. Also, 76% of the audience is female. There are currently 12 seasons on Netflix, and they are filming a 13th season right now. So as you can tell, the show has had a very popular and steady viewership from the beginning since they're entering into their 13th season. Meredith Grey is probably the main character of the show, but I don't really think that there's just one main character. I say Meredith if I absolutely had to choose because she is in every single episode and she narrates the beginning of basically every episode. She's a general surgeon and married to Derek Shepherd. She's relatable because she had a rocky upbringing and she felt the need to be perfect always. Her mother was a renowned surgeon and put a lot of pressure on Meredith to be perfect, which in the end led her into being a hard worker who takes her job seriously, and she's very, very good at what she does. Derek Shepherd is another main character and married to Meredith Grey. He's a neurosurgeon and one of the best out there. Derek Shepherd also had a bit of a rough childhood as he saw his father get shot, and as an adult, Derek has a problem with staying in a relationship when things get tough. And I think that this stems from the trauma he went through in his childhood somehow. Richard Weber and Miranda Bailey are the other two main characters in the show. If I had to choose, the top main characters, they're appearing in a large majority of the episodes. They have both been chief of surgery and are general surgeons. They're tough on their interns, but they also do their best to teach their interns and make them the best surgeons that they can be. Both demonstrate how hard work is important and it's the only way to success. The lighting in Grey's Anatomy is a major part of the show, in that they utilize different lighting in their scenes to portray more deep and intense emotions to the viewers. For example, in the operating room, a blue-colored light is used to portray a cold, tense vibe to the viewers. You can see the blue hue in the picture on the bottom left. The surgeries are always a tense scene because you never know if the surgery will go right or if something bad will happen. Soft and high-key lighting are frequently used in the regular talking scenes, and low-key lighting is often used in very emotional, intense scenes. There's a scene where Christina Yang breaks down crying, and she never cries because she is a very serious and professional. She never cries, so when she does, the scene is very dimly lit with very few rays of light shining in through the cracks from the hallway. Grey's Anatomy is a single camera production and not a multiple camera production. Spinning/circling shots are frequently used in the operating room when the surgeons are in a very intense surgery and they're out of ideas as to how to fix the problem the patient has. And as they are thinking, the camera spins fully around the surgeons as they're panicking and talking about how to fix the issue. This creates a very intense vibe for the viewer. The spinning, circling shots are done on the single camera. There are a lot of close-up shots and over-shoulder shots, especially when the characters have a lot of dialogue and are talking to other people. Shot counter shot is the most used in Grey's Anatomy. Dolly shots are also used all the time, as the doctors are always on the move walking around the hospital trying to get to as many patients as they can. Or if they have patients on gurneys and are rushing them through the hallways trying to get them to the operating room for surgery very quickly. Here's an example of Meredith and Derek talking and walking through the hospital, and a dolly shot is used. Steadicam shots are also frequently used in Grey's Anatomy. Here's a clip of a Steadicam shot with an establishing shot and medium close-ups. All 12 seasons are on Netflix, and I highly recommend you watch them. Since there are 12 seasons and another one going strong, you're probably wondering how they keep the show from getting boring, and they do that by introducing new interns and characters all the time. They also have a ton of plot twists, traumas, and major accidents. Plus, it's even more interesting because tons of the cases and traumas and accidents that they feature on the show come from real-life situations, so a lot of the cases are about something that actually happened. It is said that viewers send in the cases that they learn about, and then they create some episodes based off of the ones sent in by the viewers. Lastly, the characters are easy to relate to because there are so many of them. Thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation and plan on watching the show.